Man, I hate the DMV. Some of you are probably wondering why I hate it so much. Don't worry, I'm about to get into that. First, I just want to say I'm sorry for the delay in videos. Life has been kind of tough. But I'm back at it like a crack addict, and I'm ready to get back on it, so
let's do this.
Why I hate the DMV. I would just tell you in facts, but that's boring. So I'm going to tell you through my personal experience of going to the DMV. So at this point, I'm out of school, 19 years old, full-time college student, and everybody was on my about getting my license. I had aunts, cousins, grandpas, even strangers I barely knew coming at me like I was some kind of personal Uber driver in training for them. Like, why are y'all acting like I'm about to start a taxi service or something? But seriously, it was getting super annoying. Every conversation was turning to,
so when you gonna get that license?
You need to shut the up.
So I locked in this summer and started studying. I went from studying road signs to road rules to three-point turns and a whole bunch of other boring nonsense. Why am I telling you this? You'll find out soon enough. Anyway, I studied like my life depended on it, because at this point I feared the driver's test more than I did my own fear of cold approaching women. I was nervous out of my mind thinking about that driver's test. I watched way too many videos warning me about parallel parking, highway merges, every worst case scenario imaginable. You name it, I saw it. I was downright horrified about taking this test, but I knew deep down I had to face it. I'd put on my big boy pants and say, hey, I'm gonna take this test and I'm gonna pass it. Because I knew if I was ever gonna get that dream car that I wanted, I'm gonna have to take this test. So, as I said before, I put on my big boy pants and I locked in. Fast forward to Tuesday, me and my mom got up very early to go to the DMV. Luckily, it was only 10 minutes away, so it wasn't too much of a bad drive, and we sat in the line. And I know what you're thinking.
But Ahmad, why don't you just make an appointment?
And to that, I'd say you're right.
You're goddamn right.
Why didn't I think of that? Oh, that's right. I tried.
I did. Yeah, I did.
I did.
We got in the line about 6:30 a.m. Not the worst, but it was still a really long line and I was super tired. And once we got in the front of the line, they basically told everyone they weren't doing driver's tests anymore.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
I wasn't too upset though, because I thought I could still use some practice, especially with my three-point turns, so I wasn't too upset. Fast forward another week or so later, we went again. This time my little brother came with me, since he needed to get his driver's license too. So my mom was like, hey, let's kill two birds with one stone, so let's do it. This time we got there at 5:30.
God help me.
And not gonna lie, I was, as you would expect, very, very tired. I had a bad habit of going to sleep late at night, because I'm a night owl. When we got there, the line was wrapped around the building at 5:30 in the morning. Not even kidding. At this point, I started to wonder if I was ever gonna get my license. If I'd just be stuck with my rinky-dink bike and my rinky-dink helmet forever. I was mad, because I knew to get my driver's license, I need to get there even earlier than 5:30, which would probably have to be 4:30 a.m.
No. Wait.
As a night owl, that's like asking Goku to take the Daniel fast. I mean, seriously, 4:30 a.m.? That's not a time, that's a threat. At 4:30, I'm gonna still be negotiating with my pillow like I'm in a hostage situation. Anyway, we got there not exactly at 4:30, but I'd say about 4:50-ish. And I am not even joking. There was a full line already made.
God help me.
Like, do people even sleep anymore? The people in front of us had to pull an all-nighter or be some kind of vampire or something, because it was super early. We sat in line for about 3 hours. I was sleep deprived, had a headache, and to make things worse, I made the smart move of not eating before we left. So you know what that means, I was hungry. I literally watched the entire sun rise. I've never done that till now. Eventually we got in the front of the line and we were able to get inside the DMV. Thank God. And you think as soon as we got in, I'd be able to take my test, right? And to that I say,
Nope.
Instead, me and my brother sat in that cold, cramped, and loud DMV room for another 2 whole hours. And if you know me, then you know, when I have to do something very nerve-wracking and I don't do it quick enough, I'm gonna start panicking internally. I was sitting there having a panic attack in my own head. I was like, was I truly prepared for the sacred art of parallel parking? Could I decode the DMV's riddles like some kind of sorcerer? What if they hit me with a trick question like, is it legal to cry while merging? Cause if so, then I was definitely gonna do so. To sum it all up, I was panicking. Not only that, but I was so hungry my headache was doing a floss in my eyeballs. I know I sound crazy, but I'm being dead serious. And just to sprinkle some extra anxiety on my DMV Sunday, when the other people took their driver's test and flopped, the instructors didn't whisper it discreetly. Oh no, they announced it like it was some halftime score at a football game.
Failure! Failure! You're still a failure! Failure! I can smell the failure!
After another agonizing and painful 2 hours, I was finally called up to take my test. And it was actually super easy. What? All I did was drive 5 minutes down the road, pull off a casual 3-point turn, back up like twice, and boom. That was it. I came in mentally prepped for some Fast and Furious stunt sequence. Flaming hoops, drifting through explosions, Vin Diesel talking about family. Family. Like, I was prepared. But instead, it ended up being what possibly could have been the easiest test I've ever taken in my life. Like, easier than pretending to understand taxes. The driving instructor was super chill, gave me a nod, said I passed. I snapped a pic, signed a few papers, and just like that I was out of there. Turns out the real villain of the DMV wasn't the test at all. It was the never-ending line. So if you're wondering why I hate the DMV so much, it's not the paperwork, it's not the instructors, and it's certainly not the test. It's the soul-crushing, time-warping, patience-destroying lines. Moral of the story, don't fear the test. Fear the line.